What's up, guys? Jake Des here with PGA Tour Superstore. Today we're with Ping. My guy Jeff is holding the Ping G440 K driver. Now it's a more forgiving, not a super obviously good player driver, but what they're seeing is a lot of success on tour. Is that right?
Yeah. So for somebody like yourself, +5 handicap, generally you're thinking, oh, I need to get in that LST.
Yep.
But we're here today to show you that this has plenty of low spin, a lot of forgiveness aspect. The ball speed is through the roof,
Awesome.
and we're very excited to fit you with this today.
I love that. Anyone can use more forgiveness, so
That's
I'm
right.
excited to hit it.
So we've already been previously talking about what you're currently using, the shaft and the loft. For the last 5 years, we talked that Ventus TR shaft,
Yep.
6X you are in love with. So
Definitely.
by no means am I here to change that for you today.
Right.
So we're gonna keep that same shaft in play. We're gonna start you out with the 9 G440 K driver here.
Love it.
And we're gonna get started. Everything's gonna be just standard, and then we'll start doing some different loft and lie adjustments on here.
Okay.
We've also, so some of the new technology on this is, so we had the carbon wrap on top of the driver for the 440 series. Now we added it on the sole as well.
Okay.
So it's gonna have weight savings. Anytime that we can have weight savings on the overall head, we can lower it and move it back to add that higher MOI for it.
Awesome. Just put the weight where you want it, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
yep. And
Awesome.
then one difference as well too is we now, versus our older 10K, we've got our adjustable weight on here. So we've got this up to 32 gram weight, and if we need any help on that fade or draw bias, we can adjust that as needed.
Awesome. So we'll start with the neutral.
We're gonna
9
start
degree.
everything neutral, yes.
Love it, love it. Can't wait to hit it. Let's see.
All right.
It's nice too, trying a driver on my shaft. We're really gonna get to see like the head, right? The head's gonna speak because we know the shaft isn't changing.
For sure.
First impression, it's got that big profile, but it looks like it's just gonna go straight, right? I feel like I can hit this anywhere on the face and it's gonna go pretty well, which feels great. Honestly, that felt like my perfect swing, perfect contact. It might be a good one to take a look at some numbers.
Love that. Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers. And like we said, that's kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
Because we have slight draw bias built into this head.
Right.
So we already expected to see maybe a little bit of a left turn.
Yeah.
And it really was just a fall left. It wasn't even that much there.
100%. It was a playable draw, but I generally have drivers fade bias, so
Yeah.
kind of expected that. But yeah,
Perfect.
let's go see what it looks
Let's take a
like.
look at the numbers.
Awesome.
Okay, Jake, so after that first swing, we're gonna take a look at the numbers here. So 103 on the club head speed, does that seem, I know early in the morning,
Yeah.
kind of about where we're at
I was
on
gonna
here?
say low for normal, but like exactly what you'd expect for 8 a.m.
So attack angle, we're gonna see you're hitting just slightly up on it at about 1 up on there. Launch was at 13.5. So starting out, not bad on that launch.
Yeah.
Overdrew a little bit, so we would expect that spin to be down just a touch on that. So first things that we're gonna do on here is we're gonna make that adjustment. I'm gonna use our adjustability. I'm gonna take it down. We're gonna go onto the flat side so we can take that line angle and take the toe down a little bit to just
Right.
prevent a little bit of that starting line going left there.
Okay, yeah.
And then we'll kind of make some adjustments from there.
I love it. Sounds great. Yeah, that's kind of a good ball to see too, where like I kind of high toe. So we see like high launch, low spin, but high toe is probably the scariest shot in general because sometimes you'll see it just quick left, leave the planet basically.
Sure.
But it's nice to see like even on a high toe, it's like left rough at most, you know? So even before we tweak the settings, seeing that like ball's in play, even if it's kind of a miss hit, that's awesome. That's exciting to have that level of forgiveness.
And then visually, when we were in the wedges, we always talked about how important it is to look down and have the confidence. And
Yeah.
trust me, I know this is a larger look because
Yeah.
460cc, a slightly shallower face, but it is a little longer from front to back.
Right.
Visually, how did this look to you?
It looked great. I think it seems like generally people have a bad conception of big drivers, but what it looks like is forgiving. I mean, it looks like the ball's just gonna come out of a very stable club head, right? So honestly, It feels very confidence inspiring to have that much golf club behind the ball.
And then
you know?
combine that with now hitting, looking up, seeing it going straight down your
Yeah.
line. That's where our goal is.
It matches
Yes.
what it looks like. It looks like miss hits will be good, and first ball, we saw a little miss hit, and it was good.
Perfect. All right, so here's that. We got that in the flat -1 setting. So we're gonna take that 9-degree loft and turn that down to 8.
Okay.
And then that line angle is also gonna be flatter on
Yeah,
this.
so a little more fade bias, maybe
Yes.
a little bit lower shot.
Yes.
Love it. I like to, I always end up in kind of a flat hosel setting, so this looks perfect.
Good.
There's our little fade.
Well, it did exactly what it was supposed to. It
Yeah.
took that left start, and now we got that started more
Yeah.
to the right side there, which is your preference shot.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love to see it. You know, I of course hit kind of every shot now. I would love to work it and move it, but that's kind of the standard stockish shots, can be just that fall right. And again, makes me kind of like a more fade bias club, but it's cool to see that we can make this driver go from maybe a little draw bias to a little fade bias.
And that's what we love to hear in a fitting also with that, is whatever your shot, so if you like to hit different types of shots today, that's exactly what we'd like to see you do.
Exactly. Let's go for one more stockish. So again, a little miss hit, but it's just, 10-yard fade on a necky ball.
Yeah. So already just making that one simple adjustment on here, you can see that starting line now has gone straight, and then we're seeing that fall right onto there, which is good.
No hint of turnover, which is awesome.
Yep.
That first swing, when a driver's kind of draw bias, it obviously will turn over without me trying, but now we're seeing fade. So I'm going to try to turn one over, hit a little draw, just to kind of check the workability box, because we're seeing the miss hits work out really nice.
Perfect.
So we can turn one over. I mean, I slipped and it's perfect.
Hey, for a foot slip, I just think you just promoted right there the forgiveness aspect, and actually a very good golf swing right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to see it do exactly what I want with my foot moving an entire foot, probably, that's awesome. Let's do one more.
So let's do one more, then we'll go back, we'll take a look at those numbers and see if we need to make any more adjustments for you.
Sounds good. I felt like a bomb. I kind of want to see numbers on that one.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Great swings.
Thank you.
Okay, so looking at TrackMan now, that first one, like we said, we kind of knew going into it that it was going to have that little bit of left, so I don't think the comfortability of you knowing the miss was going to be there, so we could see club speed down, ball speed was a little bit down.
Yeah.
Then after making those adjustments on there, we did the last couple swings there. Club head speed's up to 107 now, so whether we're warming up or whether you got a little confidence because you know that left miss is going to be gone.
Yep.
Ball speed's jumped all the way up to almost 160 on that one. We still got that launch and spin there in very good parameters. So actually from the first setting to that last one there, we actually ended up picking up about 15, 17 yards on that. So very good on there. There's still one more tweak I'd like to do, and we do have the adjustability on here. And so this is where we always like to say, because there's so much adjustability, that if we get to the golf course and things start happening, we've got more loft adjustments on here, we have more lie adjustments, but I'd like to just a little bit on the tungsten weight here just to mess around a little bit like this.
Okay.
So even today, you going after it, we're still seeing maybe just a slight left shot there.
Sure.
So I'd love to put this weight into that fade position. And it's just gonna slow down how fast that toe's gonna wanna release for you.
Okay.
So that way for you, you feel like you can get up and just really fire it without worrying about that left miss.
I love it. That's exactly what I would say too, is the difference in the first ball and then that last one I just hit is knowing we've made the driver fit me a little better where it's not going to go left, and it freed me up to give it more speed. So I kind of felt like the speed went up just because I feel like it's not going left now. So it's cool. We'll take one more jump and make it even more fade bias and maybe get more speed.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
All right.
Cool.
Driver there. So again, we're still in the flat -1 setting on here. And then we've also got the tungsten weight, 32 gram weight into the toe position to slow down that release. So feel free to just fire this.
Full send? Okay. That's I generally end up with weights kind of toe. Again, I like the fade bias, but I kind of live out on the toe and toe sided sweet spot. So in general, getting the weight behind where I hit it usually ends up working out pretty well. So
exactly, that is shifting that center of gravity slightly more towards that toe, so it is going to help on that strike.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, I mishit it on the toe side, but we're seeing less and less draw every time I do that. That was like 10 yards left on a toe ball, which forgiveness. I mean, we've dialed in where my toe ball is left side of the fairway instead of maybe left rough to start. So incredible. Do you want to see one more? Or?
Yeah, let's see one more. And then I would love to, because as Ping, we work a lot on the sound of the club. How does it sound to you?
It sounds great. Yeah, it sounds fast. It's got that there's the fine line between kind of volume and loudness, but it's sounding like you're giving a hit, right? When it's too muted, it feels kind of dead. This has like a hot, jumpy feel to it, which is awesome.
We spend a lot of time working on the internal ribbing basically on here to make sure that that sound has a nice muted but also enough feel aspect.
Exactly. Solid but not dead. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it feels great. The aesthetics are great. It looks neutral. This hosel setting too, getting a little flat, really fits my eye. And again, obviously it just looks like it's going to be super easy to hit. Here's a good dead straight one.
Well, we talked about earlier, The good strikes, that's great, but we want to see the ones that are maybe just slightly off center. That's where we find that our drivers really excel at. That one maybe a touch on that heel side on there, but ball speed's still going to stay up on there, dead straight down your target line on that. So we didn't lose much on that off center strike there.
Exactly, and I've given you a lot of contact points here today. I've hit the low neck that, you know, usually is going to be the spinny ball. It was straight. The high toe, we dialed it into where it was going left to start, and then we moved the weight. We made it flatter. We took off some loft, and we turned my toe ball into a left center, you know, great drive down the fairway. So, well, Jeff, I appreciate it. This was so cool to hit. The forgiveness is there, man. I've heard about this driver being like as forgiving as a driver's ever been, and cool to hit it all over the face and see good shots. So I appreciate you taking me through this. This was so cool to hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, in Ping's history, this is the most forgiving, highest MOI driver we have ever made on here. So we're very excited for you to come out today. And then just to do a quick recap, so we ended up again, we're in that flat -1 position, taking that loft from 9 down to 8 on there. And then we ended up moving that tungsten weight into the fade position here, just to slow down that release for you on that. And again, your gamer shaft, you're good with it, you're comfortable. We're not gonna make any changes on that. So very good swings today.
I'm so excited about it, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Great work today.
Thanks.